But you rip on the Irish, the old luck of the Irish. You're largely Irish.
I hate the Irish. I can't help that I am Irish. Like it's like 60-70% Irish and like
that's so
20
Irish.
The way you say it, I can't help it. Like
I can't help it.
If there was something you could do, you could just go and get the Irish DNA pulled out and replaced with something else.
I absolutely would. I'd want more of the English and maybe
the
a little
English. Have you seen the English? They look worse than me.
Oh, the English are solid. They had that empire. Pretty cool.
They often
their accomplishments are solid, but in terms of being attractive, oftentimes they're lacking.
I'm not looking for genetic structure here. I just don't want the heritage. That's all. I don't want any part of that nonsense. It's pretty lame.
Dude, if I were Irish, my brother's test didn't say we were Irish like at all, but I'd be all in on like St. Patrick's Day. I'd be, if I were like 4% Irish.
World War II.
What?
They didn't help us in World War II.
They didn't have the capacity to really help, did they? They were
even a little.
They were like coming off of like 8 centuries of being fucked with and bullied.
Scotland joined, didn't they? Didn't Scotland join in World War II?
Scotland was part of England because we have the United Kingdom, and then Ireland is its own separate country.
It's an island,
but then there's countries in the country.
Nobody knows how the United Kingdom works.
Wait, so
they make it up whenever you ask them.
England and Wales and Scotland, and Ireland.
Oh my God,
are the United Kingdom, but Northern Ireland isn't part of the United Kingdom.
Northern Ireland is not.
We're at the Isle of Man. Get out of here. We've all seen the meme. We've watched the 20-minute video that breaks this shit down with maps and figures and experts. We're not going to even touch on that. I hate that subject. I don't care. I don't care. They're all Englands. There's like 5 Englands as far as I'm concerned, and it's on that island over there to the left of Europe, and that's all I need to know.
And it's recent that like England thought that way, because like Winston Churchill would go to Ireland and be like, "Swarthy apes."
That's what's crazy about European racism. I've traveled in Europe a little bit, not a ton, but you really can go from one country to another, like driving across a state in the US. And the way, obviously language and stuff changes, but the way everybody looks and smells just like changes radically. Like they're very, what's the right word here? Almost genetically balkanized from region to region, and they dislike each other. Like everybody dislikes the French dislike the English, the Germans dislike, I don't know who, probably the French again, or Belgium or whatever.
French again. And the Spanish dislike the French.
I just find it fascinating because American states don't work that way. If I drive from Texas to, I don't know, New York, people mostly look the same, maybe a little skinnier, but it's not like suddenly everybody has different faces and different hair color, you know?
It's because we've been like modified. And so
True.
like,
that's
so many.
Oh man, that hurts my feelings.
It's like there were a ton of Germans here, or Germanic people from like, you know,
but we're all sensitive about our lack of being
bunch of Italians, bunch of
I understand that word in particular has been used before.
Bunch of Scots, or maybe not a ton of Scots actually. I don't know where the Scots settled down here.
Everywhere, the entire South, the Scotch Irish are the South. That's us. We're the country
you're
boys.
right, because I know I read an article years ago about how the Scots were big on fried chicken. That was one of their big like to-do dishes. And I guess the English, even back in the day, were like, look at these fucking savages frying their chicken. And they're like, don't tell them. It's fantastic. Like,
a lot of Southern food is slave food.
They conquered the world and stole everybody's spice and then used almost none of it in their food.
Yeah. That was good of them. I don't understand how English cuisine has still not seemingly evolved in the 21st century, because every time I see, we're not going to harp on the full English breakfast, but we know them beans don't belong there. We all know them beans don't belong there.
True.
And if you're eating blood sausage in the 21st century and you're not some sort of historical reenactor, clearly you don't have a full range of options.
I think it kind of looks good. Everything in the English breakfast looks solid other than the beans. Fuck the beans. That's absurd. Starting your day with a giant plate of beans. No wonder they lost the empire. Like that.
I just imagine like everybody at work at 10 a.m. is just farting it up in the office.
But the mushroom part, I like the mushrooms.
You know what?
The meat, the eggs.
As you think about like an American breakfast, though, it's kind of dessert sometimes.
Yeah,
Like
that's what makes it great.
pancakes, waffles. You can literally put ice cream on waffles or whipped cream. It doesn't seem like real food sometimes.
I'm anti-sweets for breakfast. It does not set you up for a productive day.
No, you're
You
weighing
want
down by
eggs
all
and
that
bacon and
cake.
toast and maybe a biscuit and gravy. That's solid.
Oatmeal.
But even
I
then,
do oatmeal sometimes.
don't
Scrambled eggs and
throw
toast.
don't throw the gravy on like the Deep South does, because they put a ridiculous amount of gravy on there.
I like that
I mean,
sausage gravy now.
Certainly, we all
it's
have a
pretty
little
good.
oatmeal to get the blood
I'm
out
really
of our
good at it.
spools, right, boys?
Right? A little steel cut, huh?
What's your go-to oatmeal? I'm a blueberry oatmeal kind of guy.
Jackie makes it for me, and she crunches up some nuts in it, like pecans and cashews, and I don't know, almonds or something. And there's craisins in it.
I've never been big on oatmeal at all. It just doesn't taste like a lot.
The way I like oatmeal, I turn
Stevia.
it into a pudding. Like I put so much butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon in there that now I'm eating pudding. That's how I like my oatmeal. I like it to be a candied, buttery, like soupy, delicious thing.
You remember the Quaker Oat Insta oatmeal packages that would have like cinnamon
Brown
or caramel or apple? And that was breakfast
Banana
dessert.
nut
They were
bread
like,
was the good one. Banana nut oatmeal.
no.
That I would always claim those.
That's
I'm a big banana
insane.
guy.
Cinnamon was the good one.
Dude, anything
Right?
banana nut bread, anything like that, I'm all in.
Cinnamon.
That's bananas. Cinnamon. Everyone's going to agree with that.
Cinnamon
Cinnamon
cereals
was
are
the
a
winner.
dime a dozen, sir. I'll tell you what else I like. Banana nut crunch cereal. I would always bet if it's more expensive. It's like $5 for the small bag in the 90s. But I'd be like, Mom, please, not fucking Frosted Flakes, not Corn Flakes, not Cocoa Puffs. Give me that banana nut bread. She'd always like, yeah, of course. Like, hook me up. I'm the only one who'd eat it. It's delicious.
How did you handle all that artificial banana flavor?
I don't think it's artificial. There's chunks of like banana in there, and there's almonds, and obviously like flakes, and I think there's little granola clusters too. It's really fucking good and filling.
The oatmeal part sucks though.
I'm talking about the cereal, the banana nut
Oh,
cereal. Like that was my
never
go-to
had that.
cereal. It's really tasty. I like bananas.
My mom would shoot me down every time I'd want cereal as a kid at the store. I'd be like, "Get me Boo Berry, get me Count Chocula, get me," and she'd be like, "No, we're getting this like bran horse shit," and then I would just never even eat it. I just have an enormous glass of milk.
When I was a kid, we had the same bad cereal. Sometimes Raisin Bran, oftentimes Total. But I put so much sugar on it. You'd have liked it. I turned that shit. Frosted Flakes is like, slow down, buddy. you're adding a lot of sugar. And then I drink the milk at the bottom or syrup at the bottom. That's like
really good. And you're like
The
looking
bottom
down at
turns
the
into
bowl and you
dulce
can
de
see
leche.
the slurry slowly moving down. You're like, yeah, I want it
Kyle
all.
knows the slurry.
Dude, I
Lick
used to do the
that
same thing because we would do like sometimes we just have cornflakes, and I'd be like at literally 3 tablespoons of sugar on my cornflakes, like 3 heaping spoons at least, and then I would do this thing where I put the spoon at the bottom of the bowl and use it like a mortar pestle and sort of dissolve the sugar and like to disperse it into the milk. It's candy. That's how I start. That's why I failed algebra, Mom. Jesus Christ! How about a fucking blueberry muffin for once?
How about a little brain food?
I like how your alternative is also something that has a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah, that's also sweet as hell.
I would be asleep. I would be like drifting off in class because I always stayed up too late. I always have. I like way too late before class, and then my breakfast was going to be a bowl of sugar. So
I
by
blame
10
the
a.m.
educational system. They should have motivated you the same way they do dolphins.
I agree.
Oh, dude, I had a couple of baddies like at school. I would have perked right up. I wouldn't have failed anything.
Mm-hmm.
We had some good looking teachers.
What if their civilizations collapsed because they could never figure out how to make good enough popcorn?
No, that wasn't it. It was the smallpox.
Probably.
And those guys showing up with their fucking conquistador helmets and guns.
That didn't help.
That's another one.
That didn't help one bit.
Well, that helped some of them. The ones that didn't like the Aztecs helped them.
Yeah, for a little while, I guess it helped them. And then they're all Mexicans now, so we know how they got helped. All right, like.
Well, there's varying degrees of Mexicans.
You can see the difference in like you look at like Antonio Banderas, who looks very European to me, and then you look at like that guy I hired to haul away my garbage last summer.
Yeah.
He looks like Proudfoot from Apocalypto.
Well, that's just who has more. That's just who has more Spanish admixture, right, or European admixture. You got
And my papa
you
was
got the
Honduran.
Antonio Banderas. You got the AOCs who are way more European than like Mesoamerican.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you
Well,
got
isn't
like
she
the
Puerto Rican?
the Guatemalans who are more, I think, Amerindian. So they're like shorter, much shorter.
Yeah, my papa's was from Honduras, and he was like 5'4", 5'5", and like very brown and like sturdy.
Yeah, they're a thick folk.
Yeah, not a lot of European in him for sure. He talked
No.
about like catching tarantulas as a child to sell at the market. They were so poor. I'm like, who's buying tarantulas?
I was about to say, who's just buying tarantulas? What
They
do
would
you
s-
do with a tarantula?
That's
Like,
horrid.
You take
That's
the stick,
too hairy
you
a
put a
bug
little
to
bubble gum on the stick, Kyle, and you put it down the hole and you stick to the tarantula. What are you doing with the tarantula? Oh, you sell him at the market.
Selling
Yeah,
it to
rough
white tourists? I don't know.
I guess so. He was a tarantula salesman back in the day.
I don't know who
Then he
can buy
became like a
tarantulas.
cook on a fishing vessel that made its rounds through the Gulf of America. And he was like, the captain was so mean to me, Kyle. He was so racist. He called me name, but I make his coffee every night. I piss in the coffee.
You know, I'm quite sick of this fellow pissing in my coffee. Make another cup, Elizabeth.
Like, oh, it's got a little salt in it.
The problem is he's doing way too much. It's obviously not coffee. Yeah, well,
It's like mostly
your
piss.
Papa. So
Yeah,
you're
maybe
Irish
piss.
and
No, not.
Guatemalan.
He married my my grandmother after she had her family. Like it was like a late in life marriage. They got married in like 50 or something like that, 40, 50, something like that. They got married, and like she had two husbands prior to that who were white dudes, and they were both like very abusive. Like she was forever deaf in her left ear because one of her husbands slapped her in the head so hard it ruptured her eardrum.
No, that's
They-
a big slap.
Yeah,
Well, obviously, she already didn't listen.
Wow.
That didn't help things one bit. So like her two prior husbands were these like abusive alcoholic white dudes. So she got her a brown man she could bully. Like, she was definitely the boss in that relationship. Like she dictated everything. She was
Kyle, I
running
think this is
shit.
once again you hating your heritage.